this man be saying things and the blogs go crazy and everybody goes, did you hear what this man just said? I am talking about the man who started out, I could say he started out as a dancer, he's an actor, he produced, he does all that. Y'all got to welcome Columbus Short.
Thank you for having me.
Good afternoon, good morning. I don't even know what the hell it is out here.
DeDe, legend.
Oh, you're so nice. You're so kind. So are you?
Cruz is a legend.
Look at
hot in the streets.
Come on now.
All right.
Come on, them Dallas streets.
Columbus. Let me tell you what I said to Columbus Short when he sat down. I said, Columbus Short, you're the one who will say some things. I'm surprised you are as free with your opinions in Hollywood as you can be. And you said what?
You can't kill a brother twice.
See?
So, a lot of misnomers, a lot of things that went down. I put my head down and had to take the lashes. But, I never abandoned my craft. I always believe that your gifts will make way for you. So, when I was on suspension from Hollywood, I went to the lab. I just started making music as much as I can daily, which is why I'm sitting down with you right now. I got Headlines just dropped, my new single last week. On all digital platforms. We need to get it in rotation.
That's right.
Over there.
We sure do. Okay.
And my new series, my sitcom, called Mind Your Business on Bounce TV. So I'm just one step in front of the other, coming back right.
Okay, let's talk about that because let's just start out where you said something, Columbus. And when we think about it, you started out. I remember not started because I've seen you where you were the background. You were a dancer.
Yeah.
You act. You sing. You're a triple threat, as they would say.
Correct
Right?
me. Were you 3 when you actually started? Was it that young?
I started playing drums and keyboards when I was 3, growing up in church.
Gotcha, see?
Growing up in church, and then I was acting first before I didn't know how to dance until I was 19. I started taking dancing classes.
Not on the set of the movie.
No. I was 23 when I did Stomp the Yard.
Gotcha.
But in that time, when I'm a guy that's like, when I go hard, I go hard. So I was taking 10 classes a day.
Oh, wow.
Ended up choreographing for Britney and then, working with Brandy and doing all that. But, music was always my passion. And then I blew up on Stomp the Yard, and it kind of changed the trajectory. But, music was my first love.
Okay, so Columbus Short, this is a lot of talent. You have a lot of talent. Who do you think you got the talent from? Your mom, your dad, who?
From God.
I know that's right. Okay. Check me on that one, and you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. But do your parents, any of them have any of that?
My mom sings.
She can sing? Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. My mom's been singing my whole life. She, worked with Patrice Rushen.
Oh, wow.
Some of the biggest bands, biggest
So
artists.
you've kind of been around the whole scene a little bit all your life.
Since I was a kid.
Okay. So let's talk, though, real quick, because you said something about, you can't kill a man. You can't die twice almost, really, in a sense. Because it all started when you were on Scandal, right?
Correct.
And then you were on Scandal for how long?
3.5 years.
3.5 years. Something went down. I don't even remember. I got to be honest with you. I don't even remember.
It went down, Scandal, Shonda Rhimes, shout out to Shonda and the entire Scandal cast and ABC. They held me down. I was in a toxic situation, a toxic relationship, and I have to take ownership of not managing my life correctly.
Good for you.
Oh, so it wasn't a studio or anything like that.
No,
It was your own.
and they, they gave me chance after chance, and I just couldn't get my stuff together, and it was unfortunately I was hurting the team, and so I had to get sat down. You know what I mean. It was a humbling experience, and I'm just blessed to be sitting right here talking about it right now. And that's one of the things that I practice gratitude every day, and I'm just grateful to be right here.
I like that. Can I tell you why? Not only do you practice gratitude, but accountability is big and it's huge. And a lot of people don't want to take accountability for their actions in a situation, right? They always want to point the finger at somebody else. And you're saying, no, I have to take some accountability.
Yeah, because
I'm
pointing the finger doesn't heal. It doesn't help you grow. It takes 2 people to make massive mistakes. It's not one party or the other party. So I just own my side of the street, make sure my side of the street is clean, and God continues to bless.
Okay. And I gotta say this: what's the big deal?
What do you mean?
I mess up all the time around her. I be like, oh, oops,
But
my
Cruz,
bad.
But Cruz, when you
she
are,
gets on me, but
when you are that guy, you are that guy. But I'm saying, like, when you are in households, you're in cars and radio every day. You're scrutinized a little bit different.
Oh, for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, I've never been the same as you.
No, but look, your same level, everything's relative. But imagine, people that want to be the trollers, the commenters. If we looked and got under your hood in your life as you commenting on the people that are in the forefront, what will we find?
Exactly. Let me ask you this. Since you're so real about it, is there something called the Illuminati in Hollywood? Tell me right now.
Ha! You trying to get me sniped?
No, I mean, like, is it real? Is it real? I've been reading about it for years.
I
know. Are they in here? Come on now, Columbus,
Wesley
don't scare
Snipes.
me.
You trying to give me Wesley Snipes?
No, for real. Is it real?
This is what I'll say, is that there's clubs, there's fraternities, there's groups in this business that are the gatekeepers, that are the controllers of people's futures and people's careers. And, so I will give you the soft yes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Were you a part of it ever?
That's the problem.
You weren't?
No.
Okay. And you feel that because when you're not and you're more of an independent.
You can't be controlled.
You can't be controlled. Then they'll also create some people say when they can't control you, they'll create a narrative about you.
Correct. Narratives. And what I realized is that, when they can't physically kill you, because, I'm from the streets, born in Kansas City, raised in Inglewood, California, you know what I mean? Coming up through Compton, Long Beach, LBC.
City want that smoke.
So I had my head on the swivel no matter what level I was in the game. But when they can't physically kill you, the worst way to kill a man is to take his name, destroy his reputation. And that hurt the worst.
Yeah.
But it's but the grace of God that that I can stand. But yeah, that's what they do.
Yeah. So let's talk to also, you've been very vocal about the P. Diddy situation. You talked about Diddy trying to get you to come over. That was a true story for real?
Absolutely true. And you got to realize, I was green in terms of coming into my own stardom. And I was a fan. I was looking, those are like, oh man, Diddy calling my phone. Diddy's invited me places. This and that. And you know what I'm saying? Until that stuff started seeming a little weird.
It got a little strange.
Y'all have to understand how much I love Columbus Short because he's so honest and he's so real.
I need an example.
Yeah, come on.
I mean, the purest example is like, I didn't think nothing of it when I was doing press for Stomp the Yard. He's like, yo, go down to the Sundown store, get yourself geared up. I'm like, oh, Diddy got me plugged. I'm getting free clothes. You know what I'm saying? Didn't realize, didn't recognize sign number one, red flag number one. And then, I was looking out for Diddy on side of, he would come to all my premieres.
Right.
Cadillac Records, he was there. And he was doing a show, a TV show. And he needed an acting coach, so I gave him my acting coach.
Nice.
Locked him in, so he was right for Raisin in the Sun, right for, whatever series he was doing. And then, it got weird. I didn't show up at the BET Awards one year. And because I wasn't nominated, didn't have a place. I didn't feel like I needed to be there.
Right.
And he called me in the middle of the night, 2:30 in the morning. I'm with my wife, my ex-wife. And she's like, it's an unknown number. She was like, pick up the phone. What bitch just called?
Yeah, because I would say the same thing.
You gotta pick it up now. And I was like, all right. He's like, hey. He's like, hey, what you doing? I was like, who is this? It's Sean. I said, oh, what's good, bro? He's like, hey, I'm over here at the Beverly Hills Hotel, Hilton, the Beverly Hills Hotel. Come through. I was like, who's over there? Because I knew everybody.
Right.
I said, who over there? He was like, Beat, just me. I was like, hey, bruh. Hey, man, I'm in the bed with my wife right now, bruh. I don't know, bruh. I'm going to sleep, bruh. I don't know what's going on. And that was the last time we ever spoke. Period.
Did you ever see him out again after that? Did you ever see him?
Yeah.
And y'all didn't speak?
He kept it real.
Really?
Well, because he knew, I came in like the young little, new thing on the block, I guess. And, I'm not going to, Diddy did a lot for the business, but it's like, what I'm saying? I feel like for all artists, all creatives, all actors, producers, we shouldn't have to devalue ourselves to get to where we need to be.
And I agree with that.
And that's it.
And I heard that he was requiring that of a lot of people. Let me just say this real quick about him. You talked about earlier, what happened with you and your career and your reputation after certain things and scandal and this and that. Do you think he can make a comeback? I mean, you made your comeback.
I'm not God, and God is a redeemer.
Okay.
So that's where you got to pause, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can't judge another man if you really. But we're not going in the secret closet with that man if he's really gone to God and said, I repent, or
Yeah. Right.
I'm sorry.
If he means
Right.
it.
If he means it, then God will make a way.
Right.
But, you know, if it's just rhetoric, I don't know.
I get you.
A lot of people say he didn't mean it because when he deleted his Instagram page, he still left up a link to go download his album. So they're like,
yeah.
wait, because you deleted everything, even the apology video,
But not
you
the
still
album.
left up the link.
But speaking of
So
albums,
you can make money.
let me be honest with you.
I mean, I get
Go
it.
on and plug yours. Let's plug, because let me tell you something.
yeah.
This is all about, let me tell you what I tell people when you sit down with me too, right? And you sit down with us on this show. I love making sure we all support each other too. And let's get to the business of supporting each other. You are doing this, right? Are you doing it independently? You have an album?
I'm doing it independently
So it's
for
important.
now. It's important. And, you know, when I was went through my, suspension or blackballed, if you want to say, I made music my journal, my musical journal, and I wrote this album called Headlines. Just dropped the single, and it's the truth. You know, I was like, I'm not going to try to compete with what's popping. I'm just gonna make real music and do what I love and do it, and I hope it resonates. So Headlines is out right now,
Good.
and it's the first single off the album. But I'm dropping an album. I'm not coming out with an EP. I got it.
How many
R.
songs?
R. Kelly, bringing him up.
I love him. I love his. I don't care.
I went to the
mean,
studio
I like
in
his-
Atlanta, and when Kales was living in Atlanta, and he heard me I was at his studio working with another producer, and he goes, "Hey, how many songs you write a day?" And I said, "Probably, I don't know, like one." And he's like, "What if you wrote 3 songs a day?" He said, "And how many songs would you have at the end of the year?" He said, "If you wrote 1 song a day, how many songs you have at the end of the year?" I was like, 365. He said, "What if you wrote 3?" And I was just, and I
Wow.
got where he was going, and so I just dedicated that to finishing. And it's been hard to pick the records, but the records that speak to our soul, that vibrate the frequency right, sonically right, that's what we're doing.
I like that.
a lot.
Real quick before you go, I want to tell you there was a movie you were in. I can't think of the name of it. But there was
Cadillac
a,
Records?
Nope.
I was
Nope.
gonna say,
You
I got
played
a
the
list
drug
over
dealer.
Oh, true to the game.
There it is.
Yeah.
Can I tell you something? That's one of my favorites. I thought you was
Why? Because he was a thug.
he was so convincing but good, but he was a nice guy, but he also dabbled. You need to do another character. I need you to do that. I think I need a series of
Let's
it.
not play like this
Can
man
we get
did.
a series?
Shout
No.
out to Manny Haley and the whole True to the Game.
You know, a lot
squad.
of people have
Yeah.
said that, haven't they? Everybody
Yeah.
loved that movie. I'm telling you, you
been
got to
in a
see it. It's
lot.
one of my
You've been in so
favorites.
much
One of my favorites that you did. I just want you to know
Appreciate
that, all
DeDe.
right?
And by the way, I'm coming to Dallas. I've been trying to convince my wife I want to move to Dallas, but I'm planning on opening up. I went and spoke at South Oak Cliff.
Oh.
And
nice.
they built that brand new school.
He went to Breeze.
$40 million they put into that school, and I was like, they need an arts program over here. So I want to go, like be on the front line
Active.
of, really giving. I was afforded a hyper high level arts education, and I want to give that to Oak Cliff. Giving our kids something to do.
I like that.
That outside of on the streets.
All right, come and do that. I'll help you. We'll help you. We'll do whatever we
Let's
can.
do it.
Come
Let's
and
do
do
it.
that. Come to Dallas, and we're there. We're
I
going to help
love you,
do
Dallas.
it.
I love y'all.
All right, y'all give it up. Mr. Columbus Short. It's DeDe in the morning.